I am really excited to share with everyone, showcase some of the work we've been doing on the package side. Specifically, I'm looking at sharing how we are planning on integrating some more of the more robust data coming from the rest of GitLab into the package interface. To start off with, I wanted to give a little background on what package is. We're a fairly new group to the rest of GitLab. We focus, we're part of the CI/CD group, and we focus on taking packaged up and bundled pieces of code and storing it and then enabling distribution when it's ready, whether that's to other engineers, whether that's to production, or just to be shared as part of the DevOps community. The entire team was involved in this initiative, but I definitely want to call out that Tim and I partnered very closely. Tim is the product manager, to understand what our users needed, which is part of why I'm excited to share this part of the initiative. The goals of this initiative were twofold, because we're a product manager who's focused on business. So Tim's goal was to improve the competitive position of GitLab's package offering by providing a more robust experience with a deeper integration to CI/CD and the rest of GitLab's DevOps lifecycle inside of the package interface. To counter that, as a user, I had a user goal written up as a nice little job story. This could be someone who's an engineer or a DevOps manager or anyone technical really. When I'm troubleshooting a bug related to a package, I need to quickly be connected to the data related to this version of the package so I can identify the problem area and create an informed action plan moving forward. When we were looking at this, we kind of generated two hypotheses looking at what we are hearing in general from our users in issues as well as casual conversations, and looking at our current UI, which you can see on the right side of the screen. We had two hypotheses that we dove into research with. One was that enriching the current package interface with more robust data would enable our users to better manage their packages and troubleshoot issues more effectively. And the other was that the package offering here at GitLab had a unique position by being directly connected with the rest of GitLab. We could leverage that to create a more fluid experience for that troubleshooting or that moving forward for our engineers. So if you take a look at the package list view and the detail view, they are showing the basic information you need to use the package and not a lot else. So we wanted to dive in to see what information would be helpful to our users. I am a huge proponent of research. If anyone has interacted with me regularly, you'll know I talk about it all the time, and I'm super nerdy and it's very exciting. We split this into two different initiatives. We started off with quantitative data. So we sent out a survey and asked around, we got about 300 responses of why do you visit the UI in the first place? And what data is most important when you do? This was definitely focused more on the what. So what pieces of data matter to you? We got, like I said, 300 responses. There were about 17 unique insights. So every package manager had some details as well as some patterns we saw across all of the data, as well as just some background information on why people come to the UI in the first place, in terms of, what are they trying to accomplish. Following that, we did qualitative research. This was moderated interviews with some activities. Really, we were focusing on asking our users why. We understood from the survey what data was important. Now what we needed to do was ask the users, why is this piece of data relevant? When does it help you? Why are you needing it? We sat down and spoke with 8 individuals around this, got a lot of really consistent information, which is always really great when you're doing research. We did a card sorting exercise, so we understood how they related different pieces of data together, as well as that insight into why certain pieces of data are more relevant than others. Following that, the entire team got involved in this, and I was really excited, and the part of what I wanted to share today was the entire package team, whether it be marketing or content and technical writing or engineers or management or product management, all got involved in the conversation of how we could take this data and enrich the experience. We did it in 2 main ways. One was our Think Big conversation, which is a regular meeting we have. It's nice and synchronous, to discuss as a team the future of package. So we're focused on ideas 2 milestones plus out of what can we do as a team to better enable our users. This is a great opportunity for us to share the results of the research with the team, get everyone on the same page, and open up discussions for possible ideas of how we could solve for that, the data that we received. We also did something that was really fun and a bit challenging, where we did an async brainstorm. We based this on a workshop that I've run in the past. I'm sure a lot of you have done something similar, where you have a series of prompts and you ask individuals in a group to do certain tasks when exploring different parts of the interface. We did this, the entire team got involved. You can see some screenshots. We started off a bit silly, asking them to put their day into a sandwich, as well as how do you organize this data? And then we wrapped up with some low fidelity, how would you actually build this screen? Lots of lessons learned from it, but it was really exciting to get everyone involved, especially in that async manner that GitLab is so famous for. From there, once we had all of our ideas collected, we dove into some iterative design. I don't have to explain to anyone why that's so exciting and important. There were some feedback aspects where the rest of the team kind of divided into 3 areas. One was just the async design iteration, which is kind of exciting to follow the design tab and getting mentioned because we used it. It was really cool. The entire team could pinpoint exactly what they wanted to talk about and start discussions. Really powerful for, again, that async conversation. We also did 2 synchronous design feedback sessions. We did them during our Think Big. One of the things that was important to us was this sync time during the Think Big is precious and very important. And so we wanted to use it as effectively as possible. We followed a very formal design review process where each person had a turn. They could produce or share one piece of feedback, and then we moved on to the next one. We generated all of that feedback, moved them back into the design tabs, and started the discussions again asynchronously, which was a really great experience because everyone had the opportunity to talk about it and then went to that asynchronous idea. After the 5th iteration, we moved into solution validation, which is always really exciting when you go in with a new design. We spoke to 5 different users and asked them to complete different tasks of, could you answer these questions with the current UI? And we followed up with the same ask in the new UI, and then wrapped up with, if you had a magic wand, it could change anything about the design, what would it be? We got really great results, lots of consistent feedback. And I think we're all very confident that the solution we're putting forward could be considered validated. So the designs ended up being boiled into 2 different groups. One of them was the list view. We wanted to offer up a better way to navigate the package, the list of packages. We introduced a package type navigation style specific for the group view. So you could jump in and see that lost track of my thought. You can see you have a big group view that these are my NPM packages, these are my Maven packages, these are my Conan packages, and also get an idea at a very high level how many of each one there are. This helps individual engineers try to find packages that they're looking for, but also really helps the DevOps managers get that full picture view of the package registry that we weren't really offering before. We also surfaced some of the data that they were requesting most frequently. The example I would give is a quick copy for the commit shop. There's a lot of organizations that use that hash code as the identifying mark of what package should be used in the code base. So being able to copy it was really, really useful for them and accelerates a lot of their process, as well as adding just some additional metadata to help navigate the different packages. We had a second view that we focused on, which was the detail view. And this is where we got a lot more of that robust data that our users were looking for. So one of the big parts of the initiative was to bring the detail view of the package into kind of the GitLab style and make it look consistent and feel as polished as the rest of GitLab is, which is a really important part of the experience, as well as enriching it with information like connecting the package that we have in front of you to the code base it came from directly, which is something none of our competitors can really do effectively, as well as some rich historical data of what is the commit that triggered the pipeline that built the package, got uploaded to the registry, et cetera. These were common threads from the research that users really wanted this, and they were working around the fact that it wasn't available by using that commit SHA to go find it elsewhere. So here we have presented a way to directly connect it where our users are intending on going. We also, for some future state, we added some usage data that they've been looking for in terms of how often is this package being pulled, and organizing the information in a little bit of a different way to allow us to expand package and offerings as we move along using the tabs. For example, we could show all the different versions and give a history of what happened in each version, which is something that we were really looking for. The next steps, we've created the epic for all of these different designs, and then I went through the really actually quite fascinating activity of breaking down each of the big design pieces into smaller ones and identifying why the small change was valuable. It was really helpful to be able to say this part of the design is relevant, not because it looks pretty with the rest of it, but because users wanted this specific piece of feedback. We're currently doing one last audit with the tech writer Axel and I, making sure that everything makes sense in each version, and that they're ready to go for development to start any day now. Thank you everyone for giving me the chance to present. And I also wanted to give a special thanks to Lori and Emily for being so heavily involved in the research and jumping on board whenever we had an issue, as well as the entire package team for being involved from the very beginning all the way to now in generating these kind of ideas and moving us forward. Thank you everyone.